Flem Studios in sunny Southern California. This is the Big Flem's Pigskin Picks NFL edition. Your host, Lorenzo Big Flem Fleming. Hey folks, what's going on? This is your host, Lorenzo Big Flem Fleming, coming to you once again with another episode of Big Flem's Pigskin Picks NFL Edition 2020 for week number 10 of the NFL season. Well, like I said, I wasn't able to record an episode last week, but I made some picks though. So I'll give you those stats in a few minutes, and I hope you finally went out and voted a couple of weeks ago, and I hope that your vote counted, and I hope that whoever you voted for, if you're comfortable with who you voted for, fine. If not, oh well, we'll do it all over again in 4 years in 2024. Now enough of the politics stuff. Now let's get back to the subject at hand. Picking some NFL games for week number 10, shall we? All right. Even though I missed last week, so far after 9 weeks, my stats are 66 wins, 31 losses, and 1 tie with a 67% winning percentage. And I'm 3-2 for my pigskin picks of the week. So far I'm doing a little better. My percentages dropped a little bit. I know, like I said, I missed last week's picks, but we're back at it, so let's get it started, shall we? All right, my home state team, the Atlanta Falcons, of course, they really struggled this year. They have a bye week this week, so they definitely needed it too, especially the way they've been playing this year. A lot of the losses that they had, they could have won. And of course, the dubious, infamous Dallas Cowboys offside kick play where the Falcons should have fell on it and they would have won that game. But it's here or there, so hopefully they'll take this bye week to fix what needs to be fixed and get ready for next weekend. All right, let's go into our first pick, shall we? We have an AFC matchup where we have the 2-6 Tennessee, Houston Texans. Like I said, Deshaun Watson's really struggling this year. With DeAndre Hopkins got traded to the Arizona Cardinals, his main weapon, wide receiver. So right now he doesn't have anything developed yet. So they're in Cleveland to take on the 5-3 Cleveland Browns. Like I said, they're kind of up and down this year. 1 minute they're hot, and next minute they're not. But hopefully, maybe they'll get their act together and be back on track. So we're going to pick the Browns over the Texans. All right, our next pick, we have the Washington football team at 2-6 with their backup quarterback. They picked their 2020 pick in the draft. Like I said, he's still getting some growing pains here as they travel to the Motor City, Motown, to take on the 3-5 Detroit Lions with Matthew Stafford and company. So, and of course, University of Georgia's own DeAndre Swift also plays for the Detroit Lions. I want to give a shout out to him as well. So hopefully, both teams are really struggling here this year. So hopefully the Lions can turn it around and get things together. So we're going to pick the Lions over the Washington football team. They still haven't named the mascot yet. So that might be until next season when that happens. All right, our next pick. We have the 1-7 Jacksonville Jaguars traveling to the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field to take on the 6-2 Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers and company. So this should be a no-brainer here. Aaron Rodgers, he'll keep on playing the way he's playing. So with that being said, we're going to pick the Packers easily over the Jacksonville Jaguars. All right, our next pick, we have an NFC battle where we have the 3-4-1 Philadelphia Eagles traveling to East Rutherford, New Jersey to MetLife Stadium to take on the woeful 2-7 New York Giants, aka the Midgets. Like I said, Daniel Jones is still struggling in his second season as quarterback for the Giants, and I know a lot of people are still doubting, the Giants shouldn't have picked him last year in the draft. Well, I don't know. And of course, the former Dallas Cowboys coach Jason Garrett is the offensive coordinator for the Giants, aka the Midgets. I don't know. But let's hold out, folks, in New York. Hopefully things will turn around for the better. But for this matchup, we're going to go with the Eagles over the Giants. All right, our next pick, we have an NFC South matchup where we have the 6-3 Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady and company, and Antonio Brown finally getting his first start. And of course, Ron Gronkowski, the Gronk, traveling to the Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina, to take on the woeful 3-6 Carolina Pathetic Panthers with Teddy Bridgewater as quarterback. So like I said, Tom Brady, like I say, he's making it, Like I said, he had a few bad games, and he got a lot of good games. So we're going to pick Tom Brady and company and the Buccaneers over the pathetic Panthers in this matchup, folks. All right, let's take our first break, shall we? And we'll be right back with Big Flem's Pigskin Picks NFL Edition 2020 for week number 10 here on Big Flem Radio and TV. Hey there, folks. This is Lorenzo Big Flem Fleming, creator and host of Big Flem Radio and TV, with a very important PSA in regards to COVID-19. As you know, our world has been ravaged by the coronavirus pandemic that has upended our normal daily routines. We must do our part to minimize the spread of COVID-19 by practicing social physical distancing, which is 6 feet space between each other, wear a face mask or shield, use hand sanitizer at all times, and wash our hands constantly for at least 20 seconds. Big Flem Radio and TV is sending our prayers for those who have been infected and recovering from this virus. Our hearts go out to those who lost loved ones and friends to this COVID-19 scourge. Please stay safe and do your part to help minimize the spread of COVID-19 until an FDA-approved vaccine is available. Big Flem Radio and TV cares.
Share with us. Tell us. All right, beep's coming up. I stopped at a buddy's house this weekend, and when I walked in, he was vacuuming the floor with an old canister vac. He's got the hose in one hand and a hiney in the other. When he turned to look at me, he hit the end of the retractable power cord, pulling it out of the electrical socket. The cord whipped around in the air like a snake. The plug hit him right between the eyes just as he had turned to look at me. He never saw it coming. It knocked him right on his butt. He didn't have the vacuum in hand, but he was still holding his Heineken. Never spilled a drop. My kind of man. Well, at least he has his priorities in order. If you want to share a story you've heard over Heineken, call 1-800-44-RED-STAR. The machine is always on. Talk to you later. Heineken USA, white plate. Tommy, did you take his first walk? I guess so. You guess so? Yeah, I'm never sure whether I'm taking him or he's taking me. Well, keep eating right and taking Flintstone vitamins, and soon you'll be a bigger influence on moose. Flintstones, complete with the vitamins and minerals kids need and the great taste they love. Thanks, New York.
Hi, I'm here today because I'm addicted.
Big Flem Radio and TV.
Get ready.
You know.
Now that's an addiction, man.
Hey folks, welcome back. Like I said, if you haven't heard by now, why don't you check out the Big Flem Radio and TV website. Like I said, it has 6 podcast shows dedicated to music, talk, sports, mainly football, college and NFL, and veterans information and issues. And also it has a great online store, especially now with the holidays coming up. If you're looking for that nice gift for your friends, loved ones, co-workers, strangers, alien from Mars, so on and so forth, please, by all means, check out the online store as well as the website at Big Flem Radio and TV. That's www.bigflemradiotv.com. Again, that's www.bigflemradiotv.com. That's BIGFLEM as in Mike, RADIO TV. That's all one word, .com. Now, if you want to be a guest picker or guest prognosticator on this podcast, as well as the Pigskin Picks NFL edition, or if you want to make a dedication to someone on our other music podcast shows, or if you want to be a guest on our talk podcast episode, or if you're a veteran, you want to give a veteran shout out to someone who you serve with on our veteran podcast show, by all means, please contact us via email at bigflemradiotv@gmail.com. Again, that's bigflemradiotv@gmail.com, and put in the subject line, guest picker for Big Flem's Pigskin Picks, or music dedication, or you want to be a guest on our talk show podcast, or if you're a veteran, want to give a shout out to a veteran, or you want to represent your time in the military, by all means, please do that. And also, we're in the social media realm as well. You can do the same thing on our Twitter page at Flem_radio. Again, that's at Flem, Flem, as in Mike, _radio, RADIO. And also, we have a Facebook group page as well under Big Flem Radio and TV. And also, we have a YouTube channel where we videotape some of our podcast shows, episodes as well. You can find that on YouTube. And please subscribe to it by all means. And also ring that notification bell, so whenever you see a new episode of Big Flem Radio and TV, you know where to look for it. All right, now let's get back to our picks, shall we? All right, we go into the AFC West, where we have the 3-5 Broncos traveling to Las Vegas to take on the 5-3 Las Vegas Raiders. So far, they're doing good so far this year. Derek Carr, as they transition to their new home there in Las Vegas. So we're going to stick with the Raiders over the Broncos at home in the Allegiant Stadium. It's a pretty nice stadium right off the I-15 freeway across, from the casinos there. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Check it out when you get a chance, whenever you're visiting Vegas. All right, our next pick is an AFC matchup as well, where we have the 2-6 Chargers traveling to South Florida, Miami-Dade County, so to speak, to take on the re-emerging 5-3 Miami Dolphins, aka the Tuna Fish. Yeah, you gotta love those guys. Like I said, with Tua in the second start, like I said, things probably looking up for the Dolphins, aka the Tuna Fish. They might make the playoffs this year, so we'll keep our fingers crossed on that. So we're going to pick the Dolphins over the Chargers. All right, our next matchup, we have the 7-2 Buffalo Bills, and they're doing pretty good this year as they travel out west to Glendale, Arizona, to take on the 5-3 Arizona Cardinals with Kyler Murray, and also DeAndre Hopkins. Like I said, we're going to go with the hot Buffalo Bills in a close one over the Arizona Cardinals. It'll be a close game, but we're going with the Bills on this one. All right, our next matchup, we have an NFC West matchup where we have the 6-2 Seattle Seahawks traveling down to the SoFi Stadium there in Inglewood, the Wood, to take on the 5-3 LA Rams. Like I said, Russell Wilson, he's still doing pretty good, this year. Right now, everybody's talking that he might be the MVP candidate this year. We'll see. Like I said, Jared Goff and company, they had their ups and downs this year. But hopefully they'll get it together. But we're going to go with Russell Wilson and the Seahawks over the Rams in a close one. All right, our next matchup is another NFC matchup where we have the 4-5 San Francisco 49ers traveling down to the Crescent City, New Orleans, to take on the 6-2 New Orleans Saints, aka the Aints, with Drew Brees and company. Right now, Drew Brees is lighting it up down there. With not that much weapons though, but he's getting it done. So that being said, we're going to go with the Saints over the 49ers. All right, our next matchup is an NFC North matchup where we have the 2-5-1 Cincinnati Bengals, aka the Bungles, traveling to the Steel City to take on the only undefeated team. Is an AFC matchup, a rematch of the AFC title game, where we have the 6-2 Baltimore Ravens traveling to Gillette Stadium to take on the struggling 3-5 New England Patriots. Who would have thought we'll be saying this, the struggling 3-5 New England Patriots. Of course, you know Tom Brady is no longer there, and also Ron Gronkowski is no longer there as well. And Cam Fig Newton, he signed on to be the starting quarterback. But like I said, things hasn't worked out as they hope, with Bill Belichick and company. So with that being said, we're going to go with Lamar Jackson and the Ravens over the Patriots in this one, folks. And that's our Sunday night game as well. All right, our Monday night game, we have the Minnesota Vikings at 3-5, traveling to the Windy City, the city of big shoulders, to take on the 5-4 Chicago Bears. The Bears! With Nick Foles and company. Like I said, Nick Foles so far has turned the team around there. Like I said, Matthew Trubisky, he's having it rough there. So with that being said, we're going to go with Nick Foles and company and the Bears beating the Vikings on Monday Night Football. All right. And, of course, we have our bye teams. Of course, I mentioned the Atlanta Falcons. This is their bye week, as well as the Cowboys, 2-7 Cowboys, as well as the defending Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs, 8-1. They're off. And the winless 0-9 New York Jets, Jets, Jets. They're off this week, so hopefully maybe this bye week would help them out some. All right, folks, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back to wrap up this episode of Big Flem's Pigskin Picks, NFL Edition 2020 for week number 10, here on Big Flem Radio and TV. Flem Radio wants you to know that approximately every 51 minutes, someone is killed in a drunk driving crash. Buzz driving can also cause huge financial penalties with fines and legal fees. Friends, don't let friends drive drunk. Find out more at nhtsa.org.
Hey folks, this is Lorenzo Big Flem Fleming, the host and creator of Big Flem Radio and TV website. As you know, I am a host of 6 podcasts on Big Flem Radio and TV, designed for the general listening audience. Like I said, whenever you get a chance, check it out. Check out the website. Check out the online store for Big Flem Radio and TV themed products and little knickknacks and gifts for your friends and your family members. Like I said, you'll find it very interesting. I guarantee it. Like I said, the podcast covers news, music, talk. I wouldn't say news, but mainly talk about today's news and topics, as well as a channel dedicated to my fellow American military veterans, because I am a veteran myself. 21 years qualifying service in the Army and the Army Reserves, which includes 2 combat tours in Iraq and 6 months contingency operation tour in Kuwait. So I dedicate that show to my fellow veterans and family members of veterans. So if you give a chance, hey, give me a chance. Give a listen. Check out the website at www.bigflemradiotv, that's one word, .com. Again, that's www.bigflemradiotv.com. I'll spell it out for you. It's BIGFLEM as in Mike, RADIO TV. And you can send me a tweet on Twitter with the hashtag Flem, FLEM_radio. So like I said, give me a shot, give it a listen. And also, if you want to send a request for a song or want to make a comment or criticisms about any of the podcast shows on Big Flem Radio and TV, go ahead. I like to hear from you. Send me a shout out, or if you want me to do a shout out for somebody, or you want to do a dedication on a certain show, just send it to the email bigflemradiotv@gmail.com. Again, that's bigflemradiotv@gmail.com, and put whatever particular podcast show in the subject line. For example, one of the shows you're listening to right now is Big Flem's Pigskin Picks, NFL edition, as well as college football edition. Also, you can send the subject line. You can use My Prerogative with Lorenzo Fleming, Reflections, Rocking Into the Night, as well as Lorenzo's Jams. Again, give it a try. Check it out. Listen to it. Tell all your friends and your neighbors and your family members, and even strangers. You won't regret it. It's Big Flem Radio and TV.
What do you think of super scum? Those flavor crystals have oomph. I hate oomph. I love the way it crunches. As an interior decorator, I find the dots too flashy. It's great, but maybe you should give me some extra packs to make sure. Well, when I was a boy, we used to... what was the question again? Yes! Super scum with flavor crystals. May not be suitable for adults. Man, I can't take this heat. It's so very hot. Yeah. Look, why don't we think of cold things? That might help. Okay, strawberry. No. Think cold, Phil. Okay. Soap. Mm-hmm. No again, Phil. You know what? Soap is not cold either. Okay, something cold would be good. Yeah. How about hot coal? No, hot coal is hot, right in the name. That's my fault. Yeah. Cold. There's no such thing as cold coal. Why not? Because there isn't. Okay, I'm sorry. Right now. What? We need a couple of cold filtered Miller Genuine drafts. Hey, yeah. Wouldn't it be great to crack open one right now and pour it into a cold frosty mug? Oh, yeah. All the while, Momo the Tahitian princess cools you with her solar panels. When just a cold one isn't cold enough, crack open a refreshing taste of cold filtered Miller Genuine draft. Solar panels? That's hot. I'm sorry. Cold filtered Miller Genuine draft. Stay cool. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Who are you?
We're Big Flem Radio and TV.
Who are you?
We're Big Flem Radio and TV. All right, folks. Welcome back. Now let's do a recap of our picks for Big Flem's Pigskin Picks NFL Edition for week number 20, shall we? Of course, like I said, my home state team, the Atlanta Falcons, they have a bye week, as well as the Cowboys, the Chiefs, and the Jets. All right. We picked the Browns over the Texans. We picked the Detroit Lions over the Washington football team. We picked the Green Bay Packers over the Jaguars. We picked the Philadelphia Eagles over the New York Giants, a.k.a. the Midgets. We picked the Buccaneers over the pathetic Panthers. We picked the Raiders over the Broncos. We picked the Dolphins, a.k.a. the Tuna Fish, over the Chargers. We picked the Buffalo Bills over the Cardinals. We picked the Seahawks over the Rams, a.k.a. the Sheep. We picked the Saints over the 49ers. We picked the Steelers over the Bengals, a.k.a. the Bungles. We picked the Ravens over the Patriots. And for our Monday night matchup, we picked the Bears over the Vikings in the key NFC North matchup. All right, folks, that about does it for this week. And I hope you tune in again next week for another edition of Big Flem's Pigskin Picks NFL Edition here on Big Flem Radio and TV. And also, please check out our college football edition as well. I know we've been off track for the last couple of weeks, but we will definitely get back on track next weekend. So please check it out. And again, please check out Big Flem Radio and TV's podcast website, as well as the online store. And also, last but not least, please wear your mask. Practice social and physical distancing at least 6 feet apart when you're outside amongst no other people. And also use hand sanitizer and definitely wash your hands thoroughly for at least 20 seconds. I know the Thanksgiving holiday is coming up and everybody wants to spend time with the family, so you gotta, be prudent about it, because right now we're seeing another spike in the COVID-19 cases, especially in the Midwest. And right now, with this flu season coming up, the numbers are going to keep climbing. So do what you got to do to take care of yourself and your family. If not for them, at least for your other people as well, because there's other people who have family members that have pre-existing health conditions where the COVID-19 could compromise their health as well as their well-being. So please do what you got to do to take care of yourself so we can flatten this curve until an approved vaccine is distributed, to the general public, so we can combat this virus and get back to our normal lives, hopefully within the new year. So we keep our fingers crossed. And please take care, God bless, and stay safe. This is your host, Lorenzo Big Flem Fleming here, signing off. Hey there, folks. This is Lorenzo Big Flem Fleming, creator and host of Big Flem Radio and TV, with a very important PSA in regards to COVID-19. As you know, our world has been ravaged by the coronavirus pandemic that has upended our normal daily routines. We must do our part to minimize the spread of COVID-19 by practicing social physical distancing, which is 6 feet space between each other, wear a face mask or shield, Use hand sanitizer at all times and wash our hands constantly for at least 20 seconds. Big Flem Radio and TV is sending our prayers for those who have been infected and recovering from this virus. Our hearts go out to those who lost loved ones and friends to this COVID-19 scourge. Please stay safe and do your part to help minimize the spread of COVID-19 until an FDA-approved vaccine is available. Big Flem Radio and TV cares. Big Flem's Pigskin Picks NFL and college football editions are a production of Black Rebel Productions in association with Flem Media, a division of LWF Enterprises, LLC. The opening theme music clips are the sole properties of CBS Sports College Football as well as Fox NFL Sports. This podcast is intended for entertainment purposes only. Gnarly, dude. This is Jess Bacoli. When I'm out hanging 10, catching the waves, checking out the chicks, and skipping Mr. Hand's class, I'm listening to Big Flem Radio and TV. Oh.